Hello, wine enthusiasts. Welcome to the Daily Taste for Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. I saw an ad online the other day advertising low-sugar wines. The picture shows a wine glass full of granular sugar, and its heading reads, "How much sugar does your wine contain?" Most people probably can't definitively answer this question and may assume that there is some sugar in their wine based on this ad. The advertisement is supposed to get you to consider buying their low-sugar wines as a healthy alternative to the wines you already drink. Since wine labels don't have to report on the sweetness level of their wines, it makes sense that most people don't know. How much sugar is in our wines? If we're looking to cut sugar out of our diets, does it mean we have to give up our wine too? These are questions I wanted to answer, so here's what I learned. All wine grapes contain the fruit sugars fructose and glucose. During alcoholic fermentation, the yeast eat the sugars and produce ethanol and carbon dioxide. Any sugar that is left by the yeast after fermentation is called residual sugar, or RS. The level of RS desired in the wine is determined by the winemaker, depending on the type of wine he or she wants to make. The winemaking team keeps a very close eye on their fermentations and runs analysis on wine samples every day in their labs. The sugar level of fermenting juice is one of the most important analyses done. This tells the winemaking team how the fermentation is progressing. If the winemaker wants to make a sweet wine, they'll typically arrest the fermentation at the desired sugar level by dropping the temperature of the tank to stop the yeast activity. If a dry wine is desired, the winemaking team will let the fermentation go until all of the detectable sugar has been consumed. It's difficult to get a wine to bone dry, which means there's absolutely zero residual sugar. Therefore, most wines that are considered dry still contain between 0 and 10 grams per liter of residual sugar. For comparison, a can of regular Coke has 108 grams per liter of sugar. Off-dry wines, such as some Rieslings, contain 10 to 35 grams per liter of residual sugar. Sweet wines like Moscato and sweet Rieslings contain 35 to 120 grams per liter of residual sugar, and very sweet wines, including tawny ports, ice wines, and sauternes, contain 120 to 220 grams per liter of residual sugar. What does this mean? It means that if you're drinking a dry wine, such as a Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, or a Viognier, for example, you're getting a wine that has very low sugar. You would have to drink almost 11 glasses of your favorite Zinfandel to get the amount of sugar in a can of Coke. That's assuming the wine has 10 grams per liter of residual sugar, and most dry wines have much less. One more thing to consider is there's a correlation between cheap wines and residual sugar levels. Cheap wines typically mask the taste of lower quality grapes by leaving additional residual sugar. Hopefully this helps you make decisions in the future when you go buy your favorite bottle of wine. Finally, if you enjoy the content of this podcast, I encourage you to go to the show website at www.obsessedwithwine.net and click on the link at the top of the page called Buy Me a Glass of Wine. Unfortunately, it doesn't buy me any wine, but it does give you the opportunity to donate to the show, which helps me offset some of the costs of production. Anything you can donate is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers!